So now that we have established that the opposition view isn't just wrong, they are shallow, stupid, evil, cowardly, delusional, and retarded. Beyond reasonable doubt, there is no viable counter-argument, only retarded oversimplifications, half-truths, and avoidance. All these are acts of retards. You are breeding retards and delusional sickos and dumbed-down fucks. They even dress up like fucking vampires and weirdos. What don't you get? Another way to look at it is the guy who has enough sense to dress up like a martial artist who focuses and to focus and make powerful arguments versus a bunch of drug-using, beer-guzzling weirdos who look, dress, and behave like weirdos in a culture that stresses image, which is their culture, not mine. It is their culture to stress image and reputation, and their image is that of weirdos and unfocused fools. Have thoroughly discredited themselves as they come together to try to discredit me. You have to study people like animals as a martial artist to truly understand. People are competitive first, if that. And then if it is convenient, there is a degree of ethics. What we see when we study people is simple working class people and scientists. People with false prides to a degree with their kids protecting them. Workers in the typical worker's mental state and some with an attitude but unfocused. We see a bunch of unfocused weirdos. Right? When scientists aren't thinking intensely, they're walking around like an unfocused dumb fuck to blend into the dumb fuck retarded culture like almost everyone else. They are going through the repetitive motion of being retards. It is retarded to spend your life studying hard, your hair falling out and shit, looking like Einstein, disheveled, unfocused look, to build a culture, a nation, a society of retards. That is retarded. At least you could be trying to give medicine, natural medicine. That is perhaps one of the few exceptions. At least you could be trying to do that. But ultimately, you are giving that power to control that medicine, the FDA, money, the way things work, financing, investments, and so on, to a bunch of retards with money and their educated, idiot, delusional, butt-buddy, think tank fucking fools. When we look at social controllers, why do you think they, imagine the situation of a cop saying, we are ordering you to disperse. And then the top martial artist says, I command you in the name of God to stay. How can you not see why they would want to discredit me? That's just one of many powerful, unavoidable, irrefutable examples. You're retarded if you don't concede that based on that example alone. Much less everything else that goes into it: respect, image, money, pussy, the culture itself. Are you retarded? $4,000 4-year challenge. You're retarded if you miss the implications of that. You're retarded if you think you should do it. You should challenge people the way a retard would challenge them in a mainstream, conform to retard culture type of martial arts system. You're fucking retarded if you don't see the implications of true, pure, masculine Sun Temple African martial arts being banned because they're non-retard martial arts. What don't you get? Are you fucking retarded? We don't see people walking around in a martial arts intense focused mind state of resisting evil. Can you be good if you're allowing for all this evil in the most corrupt country in the world, considered by many the largest prison population and so on? Can you be good by not lifting a finger to help them? By pushing a philosophy they can only survive if they're complicit with a corrupt, delusional, retard state and the accompanying cultures? No, you can't. And if you don't come to that conclusion, you are retarded, whether it is biological dysfunction or your inferior philosophy and mental processes otherwise, which logically is a form of biological dysfunction. How can your brain exist in a state that allows for you to behave like a retard? Certainly there's a degree of nature and nurture. The behavior first. Then the mental process. Then we examine the brain to see what caused that behavior. We must ascertain the truest, most logical principles with higher logic, and then ascertain what causes that behavior. You are a retard whether you talk like this or not. If someone talks like that and they are behaving in a more moral manner than you are more retarded than they are. The average person, the vast majority of Americans are more retarded than the typical or stereotypical retard for that reason. And I've gone over how that the man who acts like a child is more childish than the child because the child is a child. What's your excuse? So we look at sense in relation to others. Ego, right? The ego, the evil goes, the idea of equality, an evil idea of equality that cheats the wisest and the best out of their potential leadership positions, and everything that comes with it is evil. The egos. When you have the appropriate ego and you define the structure in terms of an order from bottom, with a leader, right? With a pharaoh, okay? If you do such with ill-gotten gains and half-truths and lies and deceit and deception, you're delusional, you're retarded, okay? And on top of that, your ego is bad for you. But if you have a true sense of yourself in relation to others, which is what sparring shows us, then your ego, so to speak, whatever you want to call it, is good. It has negative connotations because people are retarded, generally speaking, and for the most part at least. This is why relational aggression in the workplace, the females are attempting to order the workplace and thus ordering society when you combine all their different groups and workplaces together to a certain degree. That's why it's called Ra, because Ra's cult is supposed to marshal society in relation to another person. When you are out of line, the pharaoh has to put his foot down and say, look, I'm in charge. That is characteristic of the top martial artist. He marshals, he orders things. The pharaoh is the top martial artist, naturally and in truth. A bunch of retards denying him his place are retards. Now, when we look at this picture at the end that I'm going to put on the screen, we see various people. We see, I believe I put the African, then the Arab, then the white woman, and then I compared them. Look at the eyes, look at the face, compare it to the look that babies have. If you are a grown woman with a drugged up baby look in your eyes, a weird sissy cartoon look in your eyes, you are retarded, you are delusional, you are childish, you are sick, you are shallow, you are a detriment. You need to submit to Pharaoh immediately. And stop letting your sickness combine with the others to ruin the world. Just because almost everybody but Pharaoh is sick in the head doesn't mean you should accept that sickness. Try being a woman, a grown, mature woman, and submitting to Pharaoh. It is irresponsible not to submit to me. It is sick. It is retarded. It is delusional. It is unfair. It is wrong. Stop being shallow, petty, and harmful and toxic. Submit immediately.